Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. In this video that you're about to see right now, you're gonna see me talk to a couple of students who asked me the very specific question of what and how do I figure out what I wanna do for the rest of my life. This is an amazing conversation. You're gonna wanna check this out maybe a couple of times, share this with some people. Don't forget to click subscribe down below, hit that bell notification. We're bringing mindset and messaging, everything about how to get yourself out of your own way and how to communicate your story to the world. You're gonna love this, check this out. Tell me how I can help you. Tell me what I can help you with. Yeah, you tell me. You know, what was it? It probably relates to her question as well, right?
Well, I'm unsure of like what to focus on, right? I think I've been in Golden West for like, I want to say like 3 semesters. Mm-hmm. And I've tried a couple things, but some stuff hasn't worked out.
Yeah.
I wasn't really interested. For example, I had an interest in art and I took an art class, but nobody told me it was like the history of art instead of, you know, like something like something like applied.
Right.
So I dropped that. I also tried, well, right now I'm trying psychology, and it's somewhat interesting, but I don't think I'm gonna go for like a degree in it.
Mm-hmm. So wait a minute. So is this the same question that you have, which is, how do I figure out what I want to do with my life?
Yeah.
And how old are you? Do you mind if I ask?
I just turned 19.
How old are you?
20.
20. So 19 and 20. So this is like the perfect. So does that kind of your question too, in a sense?
Yeah.
And that's your question is, how do I know what to start? What's your major again, or what are you studying right now?
It's undecided, so I'm doing all my general classes. And my question was, did you find out your passion through school or outside of school?
Okay, so this is so good. I'm so glad you asked this. So here's the key. First off, let me tell you this. I changed my major like 6 times when I was your age. I started off as a film major, screenwriter, journalism, sociology, then it was writing, then it was creative writing. And then basically English and creative writing have been my kind of mainstay. So you don't have to know what you're doing right now. You don't have to know anything right now. As a matter of fact, if you know what you want to do right now, there's probably something wrong with you. And it's going to change anyway, even if you think, this is what I want to do with it. You know that question that they ask you, hey, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Do you know that question? Have you ever gotten that question before? I never saw myself here 5 years ago. This is the beautiful thing about life. It's unfolding, you know, and things just kind of happen. You don't have to force things. Try everything, taste everything. Try psychology, try humanities, try creative arts, try accounting, try it all, and then it's going to choose you. You don't have to choose anything. Does that make sense? Yeah. You're not even 25 yet. I mean, you're not even 30 yet. I mean, I thought I was going to be, so here, let me go through all the amalgamations. In the very, very beginning, 1918, it was filmmaker. I'm going to be a filmmaker. Then it was musician. Then it was, okay, I'm going to be a business owner, which I was for a while. Then it was, okay, I'm going to be a marketer, and which I still am. Then it was, okay, I'm going to be a poker player. I'm going to be a professional poker player. Okay, I'm gonna go away from my family's business and I'm gonna open up my own franchisee and I'm gonna buy the rights to this one business. I had this idea with my cousin. The propensity to try different things, the constant evolution and the constant changes that you're gonna go through, we interpret that, or most people interpret that externally as a bad thing, as a weak thing. That there's something wrong with you, which couldn't be further from the truth. It's not. It's not a sign of weakness. It's just a sign of how things really are on the outside. And yes, to answer your question, you know what's really weird? To answer your question about did you figure it out outside of school or inside? I was reading all these great works and I was reading all these, you know, I was assigned all these amazing texts and I was assigned all these interesting projects, but I wasn't ready to dive into them. until after I graduated. And I graduated, I got my bachelor's, I think when I was 21 or 22, if I can remember correctly. A little bit later, I think, because I went to like 4 years of community college before I went to bachelor's, then I got my master's later. But I mean, I really, from the time between my bachelor's and my master's, which I didn't go back to school until 7, 8 years. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, at one point I was a bartender, and at one point I started my own catering company, right? So I did everything. I was paper boy, I was, drive-through clerk, I was business owner, I was, bartender, I was a server, I worked in hospitality, I was a I've tried a lot of things. Life has a way of putting you where you need to be. All you have to be, your only job is just be aware, be alert, and pay attention, that's it. The more you pay attention, it will happen. You'll just naturally figure it out. Now, how do you decide is something you want to do for the rest of your life? You don't decide, actually. Life will decide for you. Now, I know that sounds weird. What do you mean life will decide for you? I hate to break it to you guys, but there's only so much that you have control over in your lives. And as a matter of fact, I don't ever want to have some kind of idea of this is where I'm going to be, and this is what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to do that for the rest of my life. I like being surprised. I like the spontaneity of life. I like being knocked off my butt and like being totally bamboozled by life. I love that feeling. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Be open to it. Be open to change. You're going to figure, it is scary. It is scary. It is a little bit freaky, but trust me, it always has a way of working out the way it should. It always does. And if you really think about it, is anxiety and stress and worrying about it going to change anything? It's not going to change anything by stressing out over it. It's not going to change the outcome, right? So you might as well just be open to it, and you might as well just try as many things as you can until something really hits you on your inner level. I don't say do what you love. I always say do what makes your heart go like this. Don't do the safe thing all the time. I'm going to be an accountant. I'm going to get married. I'm going to have 2 kids. Just everything is safe, safe, safe. Now is the time to test. Now is the time to try to do things that are visionary, that are your dreams, that are your... You can always go back. Do you know what I mean? You can always go back to safety. And you know what's the worst feeling of all time? Is you pick the safe route, and then you blink and you turn 50. You keep thinking, what if, shoulda, coulda. That's the worst feeling on earth. What like really gets you excited? Like what like really gets you sort of obsessed and energetic and enthusiastic? Is there something?
No, I don't think so.
What about you?
I think it would be like storytelling.
Oh, you're gonna love this class.
Well, yeah. No, the thing is though is that I grew up in a household where, well, I was like at a young age. I used to like to read a lot. I used to get like lost in the stories, and I used to like that a lot. Like the Choose Your Own Adventure, like those books. My parents never really liked me reading. They always called it a waste of time. So I think now if I think of
They said reading was a waste of time?
Yeah. So I think if I try to like I guess like study or try to like be more into that, I don't think they're gonna be okay with it.
Are you living with your parents right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going full-time. I'm a full-time student.
I hate to break it to you, but your parents really don't know who you are. And they may never will. And I'm not dissing your parents. I mean, I love my parents, but they don't know a thing about me. They don't know anything about me. Really, like my core inner drive, they don't. They think they know me, but they really don't know you. You have to live the life that you want to live. You have to live the life that makes this guy come out of your chest. It makes you excited. It puts energy in your bones. You know what I mean? Otherwise, if you're living your life for them or you're living your life for somebody else, I mean, it's tough because I get it. You want to respect your parents. I'm sure your parents are tough on you too, probably, right? Yeah. Do they want you to do a certain thing?
I think my mom is very flexible. She's told me to go after whatever I want, but she we never really had financial stability, so she wants me to pick a job that's like very safe.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like her. I'm very like money motivated. I know that sounds bad to
Doesn't sound bad at all.
signs,
It's real. It's totally real. You got bills to pay.
Mm-hmm.
You've got people to support. I get that. I totally get that. That's not, look, I think that, everybody's circumstances are different. If you have the stress or distress of worrying about, bills, worrying about taking care of your family, and money as financials are very, very tight, you just do what you need to do to make sure that, that's okay. And sometimes, most 18 to 25-year-olds, they're not in this financial bind, which I actually think is going to help you in the long run. I actually think your financial bind in the long run is going to create adversity skills. It's going to create fortitude. It's going to create that wherewithal and that bedrock of strength that when no matter what life throws at you, you're going to be ready. You're going to be hungrier. It's good actually to have stress and adversity earlier in your life. Most people, their parents take care of them. They're not really worried. Like you, not to say that your parents take care of you, but It's not like you have to worry about the electrical bill.
Yeah.
It's not like you have to worry about like where are we going to eat or are we going to get rent or so. A lot of people don't have that luxury, and that is a luxury. If you do have that luxury, then I would say you have so many options. I think you have so many options. You can do really anything that you want to do. And the best way that I found out what it is, what I want to do and how I want to do it was just to keep myself open and alert and be open to life, be open to what life threw at me, and try a bunch of different things that compelled me to do them. What compels you to do something? What is that thing that you do when you're not working, when you're not at school? What is that thing that you do that puts fire in your belly? And then there's ways to monetize that. You can monetize that. You can make money doing that. Like, is there something for you that you feel like, man, like when work is done, when the parents aren't around, when school is finished, what is it that you're doing? What is it that keeps your interest?
I like shopping.
It could be anything. So shopping. Okay, this is good. This is actually really good. So shopping. What if you could create your own job where you could you said you're a business major, right?
No, I'm not a business major.
Where are you?
But I'm undecided, but I did take a business class just like to discover and look around.
I think that, you could turn even shopping, because shopping could be related to understanding what people like, understanding products, understanding sales, understanding merchandising, marketing. And since you love it and you're into it, by the way, my wife loves shopping too. You could monetize that.
So
did you know that you could actually open up an e-commerce store?
What is an e-commerce store?
Just like a website that sells stuff. And you could actually open up a Shopify store and do drop shipping, which is, you could just Google that stuff, which is you actually putting products on a website, selling them and making money. And since you love shopping, you probably know what people your own age like. You probably know what women, maybe even men, your own age and your own age group like. And you might even just discover, I didn't know this, but this might solve your other problem too, of financials. Here's the thing. If you don't have that for what you're doing, if you just have this safe, you're never going to be good at it. And you're going to burn out very quickly. But if you've got this, like I'm not even kidding you guys, I was editing a video because I love content creation, I love personal branding, I love creating courses for my online academy, I love creating content that serves an audience, I love inspiring people, I love teaching, I love educating, I love creating videos that people watch and comment on and send me messages and say, Nez, you saved my life, or Nez, that changed my whole world, or Nez, you opened up my perspective. That gives me greater joy than anything. I was literally editing a video at 2:30 in the morning the other night. My wife comes in and goes, dude, you gotta go to sleep. Enough is enough. I was actually upset. Not at her. I was upset that I had to go to sleep. When you're upset that you have to go to sleep, you found your calling. That's how you know. That's how you know you're doing what you should be doing. When you're actually pissed that you have to go to sleep. That's when you know what you should be doing. That's it. You know what you want to do, it's just, there's too many things clouding it. Friends, parents, obligations, duties, school, all these things are clouding it, but deep down. You know what I would say is the best thing for both of you to do? Turn off your phone, go somewhere quiet, I go like usually to this place by the beach. It's kind of a quiet cave that I just go by myself. But you can go to a park, you can go anywhere. You can even sit in a car in the parking lot of Costco and do this. And just literally sit there and just reflect and brood and just kind of just sit there and be patient and just don't be distracted and really investigate those questions that keep popping up. What do I want to do? What is it that's going to make me feel happy? What is it that I can't not do? What is that thing that I can't not do? I have to do this. Even when school is out, family's not around, dinner's over, it's late at night. What is that thing that keeps you up late at night? What is it that you think about a lot? Like when you say you like shopping, are you on your phone searching like a lot of online sites?
This is so weird, but I just had like a sudden realization. So
Talk to me, this is awesome.
My dad, for Chinese New Year, he wakes up at 3 in the morning and then he drives to LA, buys flowers wholesale, and then he comes back down here and he sells it just for like during a festival. And I always help him out after school and stuff. And every time I see someone, like I help someone pick out flowers or like I help people figure out what they like, or I like move them towards a certain direction.
Yes.
And they purchase, I get this feeling. But I never thought about it until you just said that.
Yes.
So.
And you know what that is?
What is that?
That is like literally you have a little business entrepreneur in your heart. That's what that is.
It's scary though.
It's scary, but everything, look, scary is okay. There's nothing wrong with scary. And scary should not dissuade you. Scary is not, scary is actually good. If you're scared, that means it's really, it's worth it. Mm-hmm. If it was easy, every jerk would do it, right? Mm-hmm. If it was just something like, is terrible. Like, whatever. That's the worst thing. But scary is actually probably excitement. Mm-hmm. And if you're scared, that's a good thing. I'm scared every day, trust me. Mm-hmm. Like my business, my academy, I'm always thinking, how can I get better? How can I satisfy all my clients? How can I make sure that my content is this way, my brand is this way? Scared is a beautiful thing sometimes. Scared is beautiful fuel. It keeps you going. It keeps you revved up. That's actually a good thing. Scare is not bad. Scare can also just be an energy field, which is sometimes named scare, but it's actually just this beautiful fuel source.
Like a high energy.
Yes! Okay. That feeling of persuading somebody, convincing somebody, and then they actually go do, that's a business person's like lifeblood. Like when I get on the phone, here's a perfect example, and this might not relate to you, but I know it'll relate to you. When I have a prospective client, or when I have somebody who's like, hey Nez, I'd like to talk to you. I see your services, but I'm just unclear about a few things. When I get on the phone, which I love doing this, it gives me that same high. And I talk to them and I explain to them, and I'm very energetic, I'm very passionate. I say, this is what you need, this is what's gonna happen, this is what I'm gonna do for you, yada, yada, yada. And then 2 minutes later, I get a little ping on my phone. I just sold a $1,000 package. I just sold a $500 package. That person had a conversation with me, and they were like, man, I love this guy, I'm gonna buy his stuff. That gives me fire. You have that. You just might not realize it. I think it's,
Okay.
That's it.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
You're welcome. I think that you are maybe a natural bred business owner. Forget entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is kind of a fancy schmancy word. You could, and by the way, with this thing right here, that's all you need. In this day and age, I run my entire business on this.
Oh my gosh.
I message all my clients on this. I communicate. I do my branding. I put videos on Instagram. I put videos on YouTube. I can do everything with that device. You're only 19?
Yeah.
You're living in the greatest era of all time. I wish when I was 19, we didn't have these things. We didn't have these devices. You have that. And for you, So I'm so happy we got that. So for you,
Thank you.
what is it that gives that similar feeling?
Well, hearing you guys talk about this, I've had a couple of jobs in retail. It's weird, but I've also, like, she kind of said, like, when you, like, talk to the person and you kind of see what they like, I also kind of, is it weird that I also feel like this weird, like...
Not at all.
Like...
You know what it's about too? It has nothing to do with the actual monetary, like, gain. It has to do with, it really has to do with serving somebody's need. You know, if somebody would have told me when I was 19, 20, or even 26, that serving others is the greatest feeling on earth, I would have been like, you're full of it. Not in a million years. That sounds like crap to me, serving others. Now that I'm 42, it's the greatest feeling on earth. I get it. You know, and I've gotten it for the last 10, 15 years, but I get it. Serving others, what it is, it's not the cha-ching. It's not the cha-ching factor. It's the factor that you helped solve somebody's problem. Because that's what every business does. The reason we buy something like this is not because, like, oh wow, this is like shiny and cool. That might be a part of it, but I have a problem. I need to carry liquid with me wherever I go, and I need it to be, you know, contained and cold at a certain temperature and certain convenience. This solves the problem, so I buy it. It solved the problem for me, right? I need to put things in a, you know, I need to be able to carry my files, carry my books, carry my notes, carry my pens, carry my school materials, right? It's not necessarily just cosmetics or vanity or just, it's not like, oh, this is such a beautiful package or beautiful product or what have you. It solves a problem for me. So that's the feeling. That's that feeling that you both like. It's helping somebody. It's giving somebody that feeling. It's the same feeling that keeps me up at night. It's the same feeling that fuels me to come into this godforsaken classroom because they don't pay professors jack. Let me tell you something. You will make more money working at Starbucks than you ever will being a professor. That's how poorly professors are paid, especially adjunct professors. Adjunct professors are the cockroaches of education. They treat us like garbage, okay? Why do I do it then? Because of this look in your eyes right now. That gets me. That is better than any drug. It's better than any, high. It's better than any job. It's better than any paycheck. That look that you guys are giving me right now of like, aha, and like, holy shit, this is good stuff. Because I remember what it felt like, guys. I remember what it felt like when somebody did that for me. And I love being another link in the chain. That's all I want to be. That's all Nez wants to be. Nez just wants to be another link in the chain. Because the people who came before me, I was in that chair. I was in your chair. Going, dude, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. My parents are crazy. They're driving me nuts. They're yelling at me every day saying I'm a bum, I'm a loser. All these things. Like, you need to make money. They're telling me, do I have to, you know what I mean? Yeah. It was the greatest feeling on earth when somebody on this side of the table said to me what I'm saying to you, that you just need to let it happen. You just need to figure out what gives you that energy, what puts crackle in your veins, what puts locomotives in your chest. That's the stuff. That's the juice. That's the good stuff. So so like, just to break that down, the thing that it's a metaphor, and we talk about metaphors all the time in this class. The metaphor is freedom, right? So having a business, having that feeling of solving somebody's problem equals freedom, because you feel like you're a purposeful human being. You get to live life on your terms, and that feeling that you get when you help others and serve others. It's a self-renewing process. It keeps building and getting better and better. It never goes away. It never depletes. You never get this like, oh, whatever. It keeps that feeling of getting other human. That's why we're social animals. You know what I mean? We're social mammals. We love to share. We love to inspire. We cohabitate. We love to communicate, interact, network, be with each other. And when we can help each other and we can serve each other, I think that's the greatest feeling on earth. I really, truly do. That's at the core. That's the metaphor. The metaphor is freedom, service, and a feeling of purpose. And if you don't feel a feeling of purpose, if you don't feel like you were meant to do this, you're going to burn out, and the money doesn't mean anything. I could have all the money in the world, right? But if I hate me, and I hate what I'm doing, and I hate that I'm not doing what I want to be doing, what's money? It doesn't mean anything. So what? It's just money, right? Don't get me wrong, money's important, but anybody can make money. Can you make a difference? Can you make a change? Can you make an impact? That's the real currency. That's your ultimate currency.
I got chills.
I'm like way happy that we had this conversation. I can't even tell you how happy I am. This is like awesome.